guys, Joshua College. So this is about dehumidifier sizing. So when you do an encapsulation, I have 4 dehumidifiers that I use. E50, that's for 1,600 square feet. E70, that's for 2,200 square feet. That's usually the standard that I do. I don't use E50s a lot unless the crawl space access way is too small to get a 70 in. E80 is 2,600 square feet. E100, 3,200 square feet. If you have more than one crawl space and the access way between them is either completely blocked or a small door, then typically we go with 2 dehumidifiers. One dehumidifier won't dry out 2 crawl spaces, but you need to make sure that based on your square footage that your unit is properly sized. I was in one yesterday. It was over 2,200 square feet and there was an E70 6 feet from the door up against the wall. So it did not work properly. They did not have a moisture sensor. So they didn't know that their crawl space was still having humidity issues. They were having structural issues, and the unit had never been serviced, so it was fully clogged and wasn't even working. So moisture sensors are very important, but also sizing the unit properly and proper placement. These things go off square footage, but they go by radius. So you want your unit in the middle, or as close to the middle as possible. If there's ductwork or some kind of obstruction in the way, I can understand, but typically if it's too low, we'll have to dig out a trench to move the unit to the center. But you always want your DU in the middle. If it's next to the door, that's a sign of a sloppy job. It's very easy to move these things. You put them on a little cart with wheels, and you wheel it to the center. But if it's next to the door, then I would have your contractor come out and move it. And also, you do not want a dehumidifier on an extension cord. If it's on an extension cord, that's a fire hazard. So make sure that you have a dedicated circuit ran from your breaker box and a GFCI protected outlet in your crawl space. But moral of the story is proper unit sizing. Check your square footage. You can pull it from the property assessor. Google Tennessee property data, search your county, type your address, and you'll see first floor square footage and know that this is your measurements and this is the size unit you need. So I do 70s as a standard. Even if it's 1,000 square feet, I'll use 50s if it's a tight access way, and if it's really tight, I'll do 2 E50s. And E100 is going to be, I do those when the crawl space is over 2,000 square feet, and I don't upcharge to go to an E100. That's just included with the encapsulation.